Alright, so now I'm going to show you what the box looks like inside. I hope the lighting in this video is good because it is a cold day out today, even though there is a little bit of sun, but I had to wear a jacket, as you can see. I received the box yesterday. I'm not exactly sure when it was purchased because I had the details on the website of how long it takes, but I didn't think to look at it to let you guys know in this video. So what we've chosen to ship off, I think it's going to be 5 Seramas, is this box that measures around 19 by 34 by 16. And it comes very quickly. It seems like it takes about a week for it to come in the mail. And then this is how it comes. If you guys are interested in knowing where I purchased this from, I can put a link in the description. This is one box, supposedly. And as you guys see here, right here, there's these filter screens that they put. And looks like these are meant mainly for, God, it's huge, it's bigger than my table. Mainly for like pigeons and stuff. So it opens up, and I know you guys are probably looking at this video wondering what in the world. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put this together for you guys, and then I'm going to come back and show you. Okay, so this took me a few minutes to just read a little bit of directions and to kind of get an idea just by looking at this to see how it's supposed to go. But as you can see, it all comes in one piece. And what you do is you put up the sides here, and once you get the sides put up, the handles stick out. And it looks like this here is for a little support. What I did is I put the other side together very quickly for you, and on this side I left it open. And what I'll do is kind of show you guys how this was put together on the other side. And it is actually very roomy. If you have maybe a pair of pheasants, 3 pheasants, looks like you could put that in here. You could put tons of pigeons in here. Like this is actually from a website, as you can see here, the website. They put probably like 16 pigeons in here. It's got a lot of ventilation holes all the way around the box and on the side. You don't want to poke any holes through this. This is a mesh material that allows them to breathe. Doesn't let anything stick its head out. Like pigeons could probably stick their heads out in there, and you don't want them to harm themselves. So don't make any mistakes by puncturing these holes. It's like a this material is just like the stuff you use when you're doing fabric softener sheets. They're the same material. It's just not scented. And these are already pre-glued in. So let me go ahead and show you what the other side looks like and how I put that together. And I'll also show you the information that they send in the mail. So this is a very large box. As you can see, it covers my entire table. Alright, so I've turned this around so you guys can see. And basically what you do is you want to get these flexible like this. Just kind of play with them to get them in the order you want. Let's see. Okay, so just to show you, these here shouldn't be like that. So this is obviously the wrong way to put it together. Now, the reason why I did that example is because I wanted to show you that this piece here, this main flap, you want to be able to see that on the outside. So fold one of these in first. Fold the second one in. Get the corners nice and snug as you see here. Here are the 2 flaps, and the reason why there are 2 flaps is for more support in case this gets really heavy. Fold this upwards. And what you could do is before you fold, you know, when you go to look at it this way, you'll notice this looks perfect. Pull it back down a little bit. Take these flaps. Put them through this little, I don't know if you guys can see that, this little piece right here that goes all the way across. You want to feed these right into it. And there you go. You have one right here. On the side here, you have this large door. And I want to make sure it all looks right. Now you have this large door here, and you have some handles sticking out. And you'll notice that these little flaps, they're right there. You don't have to do anything else. Just place this right on top. Make sure this is snug. You have these little flaps here on the corner, and you have this that you actually have to bend yourself previously before putting the box together. You take this little lip right here at the end, you shove it down this crevice hole here, and you have these little pre-drilled holes. One right here, which you pop out with your finger, and another one here. You're going to want to pop all this out before you put this flap over, because the reason why is these two here, you're going to put these little twisties. Let me show you real quickly. These little twisties right here are going to go right through there, and you don't need a tool. You just feed it right through, bend it, put it through here, pull it, and it's now locked in place. You don't have to cut the little extra excess off. So what I'm going to do is, I now have this completely closed in, but what I'm going to do is, tomorrow will be Monday, and I will be shipping off my Seramas to someone who has purchased them, and I will show you what that looks like tomorrow. And let me give you a quick view of what it looks like right now. So that is basically the box all put together. You notice the little tab right here has been pushed in like that. These are the little holes right here, right there, and there's one on the bottom. That's to go ahead and support this into place. There's a second one there, and this little flap goes right in there. You'll notice there's lots of breathing holes, very strong handles right here. This is a really big box. You can ship probably a swan in this, definitely a goose, a couple of maybe 1, 2, 3 ducks. If you have bantam ducks, it says that you can ship 16 pigeons. So if you can take any type of bird that's the size of a large pigeon and put it in here, you also get these. Let me show you. These are, for me it's going to be useless, I'm not going to be using them, but if you have a bunch of birds that may be fighting, you can put in these. These are the extra pieces. I won't show you that part because I'm not going to be using that part, but on the brochure that you receive in the mail, or actually with this box, it gives you information on how that should look. So as you see here, the full box put together. It tells you box center portions. Center portion folds, the top part, the bottom part, and the dividers. Now I forgot to mention, let's open this up again, hold on. So this is the information that you'll receive. They also have a CD, it looks like. I don't know what that is about. They send you the twist ties. You get 4 of them. If you want, you can use all 4 of them. I think they do the extras in case they break or you lose some. They give you this little brochure that has information on the different types of pigeons. Really pretty. Sorry about the glare there. Ooh, that looks like a sea bright. Very pretty. But let me show you. Oh, I'll show you this too. Here is more information on the different boxes they have. I'm glad they sent me that because that way I don't have to go back to the website. I don't know if this is adhesive or not, but it's got a little slat or a little slit opening right here that all that information came in. If this is something sticky, it's probably something you can put on the box where it barely covers any holes, and you can place some information in there about the birds being live. But as you see, this box is very well marked, showing you that there are some live birds in here. I think the bottom of this box, let me go ahead and show you guys. I think you can go ahead, if you're not going to be using those parts there, I think you could go ahead and look for the bottoms, and they might be just something simple and solid, possibly like this. And I think you could just go ahead and put it on the bottom for extra protection. Yeah, like that. See how that fit in there? The extra protections from moisture, from pooping. Let's say a bird throws up or something and it's a large chicken. You don't want the moisture to be in here and breaking this box down, and then they pick at it during travel. So I would say go ahead and put in those extra pieces in there. I would also add pine shavings to the bottom of this. Not a huge amount, but just enough, maybe a half an inch or so. Remember that more weight that you have on here, I think the more there's going to be cost, but the pine shavings will help with absorption, smell, and I would suggest don't put any bottled water type things in here. They can roll around and hurt the birds. Put maybe like an orange, which has some liquid in there so they can drink something. Maybe an apple. You probably can just put in a few. Feed your birds really, really well before travel. Give them lots of stuff to eat before you ship them off. And that way, if this box takes more than 24 hours to get to the location, they have been well fed enough that they can handle an extra day or two. I've heard situations where they take 2 to 3 days. So feed your birds really well. Lots of food before the trip. Like today I'm going to feed them a lot, Sunday. Tomorrow I'm going to go ahead and feed them a lot. And then when they take off, I will put an orange, I believe, and maybe a half an apple. By then they're not going to be hungry or thirsty, but when they are, they can go ahead and eat. And the pine shavings will help with warmth in case it's cold. And if for any reason you find that you're shipping birds in the wintertime, you could probably on this side right here, I don't really know exactly where, but you can find those little patches of little packs of heat packs. I don't really know the details. You'd have to come up with it. Don't put it inside the box because they can peck at it and eat it, and that could be poisonous and kill them. Possibly you can stick it underneath this, tape this down, put the heat packs in there, but they do need some air when you put the heat packs in there, so make sure there's some kind of a way you can put maybe a couple of them, and then on the other side you leave it bare, so in case this gets too overwhelmed with them being on here. I don't know, just figure out something, and then go ahead and put the pine shavings. That'll keep them warm. So this is an express mail. You want to ship them off, go to the post office. Call your post office first to make sure that they will take your live birds, and also find out the price online, see if there's a price difference, which there is. It's cheaper if you can print your own label, which on the top of this box there is a section to put your label right here. I may print my own label, ask them to check it. They're going to probably check the weight of this box, and if for any reason it has got a difference on the cost, I'm going to have to pay the difference. Or maybe I'll just actually pay it right there, because I don't want these birds to have to come back to this state just because I made a mistake on a few cents, because literally you'll have your package sent back to you if you don't have the 100% amount on postage. So I think that's it. So boxesforbirds.com. There's the telephone number. This is the cheapest I've found so far. These are meant for pigeons, but you can ship birds, all different types of birds. Check your post office, make sure they allow that, because some stations do not allow it. My small one here may not allow it. And I'm going to be shipping off, I believe, 5, so 3 roosters and 2 hens, and we'll see what happens. And there's plenty and plenty of room to ship. You could put a bunch of Seramas in here. I was scared of the size of the boxes being too small. This is actually a little bigger than I thought, 34 inches by 19 by 16. So I could put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I could probably put 10 Seramas in here, and that'll be fine. But you know what? We learned by experience, and the cost of this was only $35, I believe, while most places charge way more, and I actually only got 1 box, plus $7.99 shipping. So like I said, you get all that information in the mail, and like right here it says, oops, let me go ahead and change the 1 to 4 boxes. Oh, sorry, I said the wrong price. No. Here we go. Okay. No, I said the right price. Okay. There you go. 1 to 4 boxes, $34.99 each, plus shipping and handling is $7.99. This is the size I got, 16 by 34 by 19. That's very big. If you have maybe just a few little birds you want to send off, maybe some parakeets or lovebirds. Actually, I don't know about hookbills, if this would be a good one Parakeets could chew right through this and get out and fly away. So ignore that part about the smaller birds. Definitely for bigger birds, that'll be fine. I think that's it. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, give it a thumbs down. Remember, I'm going to go ahead and make another part of this video tomorrow when I ship off these birds. I will show you what they look like going inside, the size of them, and I will close it up, and we will wish them well and good luck to them, and hopefully when they get to their state within a day, hopefully everything turns out perfect. And so let's wish them some luck. So I'll see you guys tomorrow, and then for you guys, actually, you'll see this in a second. So we'll see what happens. Alright, so I'm not sure how much of this you guys can see in the video, but I just wanted to show you the centerpiece right here. Let me take this off the table. There's going to be a centerpiece that you're going to use in your carrier. But with your carriers, if you're not going to use this piece, I wasn't going to use the centerpiece at first, but I think I might, just because I'm shipping off 4 roosters and 3 hens. So I was just going to put them all in the box, but I think I might just use a divider just to prevent a little too much roosters all at once together. So you got this piece right here, and you got to pop these center pieces. And it took me forever to try to figure it out, but what you do is you fold this, and you pop these into place until they fit into these slots. And then on the other side, you do the same thing, and you'll feel the center piece becoming a little bit more stiffer. And just to secure it more, you can just take the piece of tape that's already on here, or just take a normal piece of tape and put it on there. So it'll look something like this, with the little flaps on the ends. And then you take, let me put this back on here. This is very hard to do with one hand and only me doing all this. Alright, so then you have these flaps on the sides, and you notice that this goes this way, the long way. You want to open these flaps up on both sides, and you want to go ahead and center it in here. And you'll notice immediately that these 2 flaps on here, they allow for the holes for the breathing. So you notice how quickly that came together. So I'm able to put, if I'm going to send off 2 pairs of Seramas or any kind of chickens, I could put 2 on this side and 2 on this side. But because I'm sending 7 all together, I'll put 2 roosters here, 2 roosters there. So that'll be 4. And I'll put 2 hens here and 1 hen there. So that'll be 7. And unfortunately, one side will be just a little bit more tighter than the other, but it should work just fine to keep them warm, because it is a tiny bit chilly. In the summertime, it's too hot, so you have to be careful. As for the dividers, I had a hard time figuring this one out, but you'll notice that these have an area where you can bend. So I just bent it like I thought it should be, and I did the same thing with the other one. Then when you're a kid, you remember that you put these 2 together like this, and that creates 1. So now I realize there's actually a compartment for 4. So if you put this in here to where it fits, it will make, if you're shipping off pigeons or really teeny tiny Seramas, it seems to have a space in there for 4 of them inside. So it's really, really tiny. And I'm not sure if this here will just go right on top like that. And then you have another compartment to place a few more on top. I'm not really sure, because I never really thought about it, but looks to me like you can place another section there. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8. So 8 and 8 is 16. That's 16 birds you can send off. This is one of the methods I'm thinking they have to ship these. I really don't know, because the instructions aren't as clear as I'd like them to be. basically the instructions will tell you bottom, center portion folded, how I folded it for you guys, the tops, the bottom, and the dividers. Oh, speaking of that, I should have placed this under, so let me take this back out. There you go. So there's your divider. Let me bring you in a little closer. So they give you extra ones of these bottoms here. So you have 2 for the bottom down below and 2 for the top. And the reason why these fold a little bit is so that this box can close up. So see, that's very tight. Now this definitely is for pigeons. If you have micro Seramas or class A Seramas, I think they're fine in here, but class B and up, I would not suggest it. So I'm not going to be putting my Seramas all in this. I think what I'm going to do for my Seramas is I'm just going to go ahead and take the divider out, take the bottom out, then so the birds don't fly out, they have this one, and then they have the divider on the bottom. And if you want, you could take this out too, and then you could put them all together inside. I think that's it on how to put this together. This is the extra protection on top for firmness. I think the last part to show you guys is me putting the Seramas in here and shipping them off today, because today's shipping day for them. So they should get along fine, the roosters. They live together anyways. It's been 7 months since they've been together, so they should be fine. So good luck to them, and I will show you next what they look like going into the shipping box. Alright, so here's the final part to shipping my Seramas. I've added pine shavings, as you can see on the bottom here. There's fresh pine shavings on the bottom. This will absorb any odors a little bit, along with this filter will help. And moisture, so when they poop, they don't step on it and get it all over their feathers, and if they just jump on each other in accident. And I'm going to go ahead and add a nice juicy red pear. And this is a huge one, as you can see, it's the size of my hand. So I'm going to add that to the box. I'm going to leave it whole so they can entertain themselves and go ahead and eat. They're full right now. I've already fed them, so there's no need to worry about it, them eating it quickly. I'm going to probably do this process of putting my Seramas in here quickly. I don't know if they'll jump out. They usually don't jump out of containers, but because this is very wide, they might. So this is one of the red roosters going. Stay in there. One of the white roosters with the black tail. Another golden color white rooster with the dark tail. This beautiful black and white molted spangle looking rooster. This hen has been mated with too much, so she's got messy feathers, but this is one of the calico-looking molted hens. Same thing with Jenny. They've been pulling her hair feathers, poor little baby. She's a really pretty black-tail buff hen. And the last one. This one is a buff, like a blondie. And she actually made it with Gordy about a half hour ago. So she's got Gordy's offspring in her, or egg or whatever. So 7 Seramas, and since they're not jumping out, let's do this as quickly as possible. Look, they fit nicely in this box, so I'm really happy with that. There's still room on that side and that side, and since they get along normally, they're fine. And somebody's making some noise saying, "Who wants to nest?" Alright, babies, good luck to you guys. I love you. They're nice and full, and they are healthy. So I'm going to go ahead and close this up, and I'm going to grab the tabs. And the tabs are like these plastic looking ones, and you get, I guess, 4 of them. And so now you have holes on here going through one box to another, and I guess Once they're all set in there, you just pull. There's one. And I'm going to put the tab on this side in. This through. And there we go. They should be fine. I guess I'll keep these two here. There's no other spots for them. And they are ready to be shipped. So wish my Seramas good luck. And if you guys have any questions, leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Somebody's complaining. Say bye-bye, you guys.